Justice Christopher Archer, representing Her Ladyship the Chief Justice. Dr. Anthony Insiasari, Presidential Advisor on Health. My own brother from another mother, Dean of UPSA, Professor Ernest Abuchi, who when he makes money forgets me. Mr. Peter Obriyeboah, representing the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, founders and board members of PR Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I must from the onset state on record that I'm unable to complete my task for today because we are always reminded of the Akan proverb that if you have multiple farms, you tend to them. Just as I accepted this invitation, the Council of State also sent an invitation that they wanted to meet the Ghana Bar Association at 12 o'clock. So in the course of the meeting, I would have to lead. I must say that I'm here today on the invitation of PR Ghana, and especially when the invitation reminded me that I'm an old student of Prempeh College and the founder is an old student of Prempeh College, so I must show up. Well, patients' rights is a very important subject that should concern everyone because all of us gathered here at one time or the other have been patients before, are going to be patients in future. As important as the subject matter of patients' rights is, Ghanaians surprisingly do not attach the same passion and emotions to it as we do with our sports or politics. It is as if medical malpractice does not go on in our hospitals at all, or even if they do happen, the victims were simply unlucky. In the result, reported incidents of malpractice fall through the cracks quickly and are soon forgotten. It is tried knowledge that the focus of successful governments has been to expand access to health by investing resources into establishing new hospitals or expanding existing ones. As important as expansion in access to health care is, it is my submission that same must go hand in hand with concrete measures to safeguard patient welfare. And if there's a sad commentary about Ghana since our post-independence governance, that everything in this country has been infrastructure. So for example, in my field, when they say access to justice, it means that building a courthouse in a remote area and leaving it as it is. And if you don't take care, you send some troublesome magistrate in the rural area without supervision, and you end up bringing injustice to the doorstep of people because there are so many causes that have been commissioned because somebody wants to win an election. And then when they finish, they don't even put tables and anything in there. There's no automation because that is not going to win them election. So I think we've been doing that thing in the health sector as well. Just put a structure there, put a flag around it, commission it for election year. Then the next thing is that they will not even have oxygen to work in that building. Errors are part of any human system, and the medical profession is no exception. Victim compensation, therefore, should be a regular feature of our health system. Elsewhere, health professionals are required to procure practice insurance to protect themselves against risk of possible claim for negligence. It is high time that managers of our health system took action to bolster patient rights by instituting measures to enable victims of medical malpractice secure compensation from their perpetrators. Already, Ghana has a patient charter meant to standardize healthcare delivery. Regrettably, the charter has been shrouded in anonymity since its passage into law in 2012. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. Awareness creation about the contents of the charter will empower patients in respect of their rights and at the same time sensitize health workers about their responsibilities towards patients. Naturally, once patients become aware of their rights, they'll be more disposed to demanding that same be respected and enforced. The result will be the desired attitudinal changes we expect from our healthcare professionals. And I must put on record that it's very difficult saying this thing because I'm the only son of a retired chief nursing officer. And so I grew up fond of white. I saw my mother change from the belt from white to black to blue to move. Her disappointment was that I ended up marrying a lawyer, but I think she would have wanted me to marry a thing. And one day, I was discussing in her early days of retirement, she's 86 now, so she's at home. She used to attend this retired nurses association. And one day she came home and she was complaining about the recently retired nurses saying that the attitude of younger nurses was not their professional attitude. And she was very surprised. And I asked her, I said, oh, she thinks that the younger generation are even better trained than them because they have access to better equipment and everything. But my mother said something in P that shocked me. He said, that nursing is about a maid in uniform. And that if somebody has not been brought at home to know how to take care of, so my mother was actually drawing my attention that if we are having bad attitudes, or some of our nurses can really, I've seen, some of our nurses can make patients die faster than thing. I've seen at the A&E and at Confanoche, I've seen too many nurses screaming at people who are desperate. And that's something maybe, since Dr. Nsiansari is here and now, please, media, don't say GBA president condemns nurses, please. I don't want my mother getting worried that, yes, but at least I think that it is very, very important that aside the training of nurses, now we have almost all of them as, most of them are now degree nurses. And I'm also the chairman of the advisory board of the Kumasi Nursing Training. So I know very well that now they are getting training better. But some of the attitudes, I think the senior colleagues can really do better. Because when somebody is sick and is desperate, the person naturally is not going to behave rationally as a person. And it's incumbent on health professionals to make sure that people are professional in those circumstances. In sum, ladies and gentlemen, there is a big gap in our healthcare space for advocacy by civil society. Patient Rights Watch Ghana, therefore, could not have come at a better time than now. I know Prempeh College people deliver, so senior, I know that you deliver. I know I'm going to get myself into trouble because the guest speaker attended St. Augustine's, and I know he's going to respond. There is a lot to be done in terms of educating the public and frontline healthcare professionals about the patient charter and other medical legal issues pertaining to their work. The issue of victim compensation must also be taken up seriously going forward. This will demand sustained policy advocacy so as to get the needed buy-ins from our policymakers. Ladies and gentlemen, the task Patient Rights Watch Ghana has set for itself is a huge one and will demand a lot of resources. The objectives of the organization are highly commendable and constitute a bold and timely intervention in our healthcare system. I therefore appeal to corporate Ghana, philanthropic organizations, and patriotic individuals passionate about patient rights to support the activities of Patient Rights Watch Ghana for the betterment of our health system. On this note, and with the support of all here gathered, I accept the responsibility of chairing the event. Thank you.